Alright, what is going on, guys? It's Noah here with Custom RC Mods. Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be flying the FT Mighty Mini Aero at the sunset, and it is a dying sunset. It's very, very dark over here, and normally you wouldn't be able to have that much orientation with any aero, no matter the crazy tape scheme or anything like that you've done for orientation, because it's so dark out here at this hour. But thankfully we have some LED lights in here that will hopefully help with that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and light this thing up right here. There we go. So you can see that we've got them on the fade mode that goes in between all the colors. We got a little bit of light leak around the ends right here, but other than that, I think we're good. And I'm kind of worried about the ESC in here, but we're just gonna try it and see what happens. Here we go. It is kind of hard to keep orientation, but you just got to remember what you're looking at here. The top side is the side with no lines on the bottom, and the one with the, it looks like we got a little vibration in the prop, but top side is the side with just the wings, and then you can see there's a little center pod line on the bottom if you watch the build video for this plane. There is a little bit of vibration in that motor. I need to investigate that. I must have had a hard landing or something last time I flew this airplane. Still plenty of power on 3S, but that sound is definitely a little bit concerning. And look at that. Looks beautiful with the fading colors. Really happy with how this plane turned out. Most of the time I'm going to leave the colors off when I'm flying during the day, but when I'm flying in the evening and night, this is just such a great help for this plane to increase visibility, because there's no way I'd be able to tell which side of the plane I'm looking at just from this just from the tape on the plane, especially at this hour. And I'm pretty much just going full throttle, because that's the way that you fly when you're flying in a wing, in my opinion. Just like to do these high-speed passes, a few little barrel rolls and things of the like. I would say it'd be a little bit easier to fly if it was just a single color, just so I wouldn't be expecting some different color when I'm coming around the corner. But nonetheless, it does still retain its visibility, of course. It's just that some colors seem dimmer than others, so it's kind of hard when you're doing barrel rolls or sharp turns to kind of keep your orientation at times. And if you guys watched the Maiden or my recent 4S flight that I did, this thing is seriously on rails. So I'm really happy with how it's flying. It could use a little bit of trim, but couldn't everything use a little bit of trim? Nothing's really perfect when you're going through these foam board models, but I'm really happy with how this thing's flying right now, and it barely needs anything, if anything, just a little bit of up trim, which is great. Getting a little low there. Yeah, we're gonna have to investigate what's wrong with this propeller and a motor combo. I've got some new props for this plane on order, so hopefully that's gonna help. But other than that, I'm really, really having a blast with this plane tonight. I can see its tendencies, but I'm already having a lot of work to keep this plane in the sky, so we're gonna save trimming for next flight. One thing that is hard to see is when you're at wings level, at about eye level, you can really not see anything. So that's when you're doing low passes or bank turns, it's kind of hard to see when the colors go behind the other foam and tape from the wing. And I'm guessing the ESC is going to be burning hot when I come back from this flight, because I was just sitting with it on the bench for like a minute or two, and yeah, the ESC was already burning up, which is not a good sign. So we'll see. It's one of those really cheap ESCs, so if it does blow, my hope is that I could still at least pilot this thing down to a semi-safe landing. But if it happens, and we'll learn our lesson and move on. And if it doesn't, then I guess that's fine too. I'd actually prefer that, obviously. Feel like we're losing some power, so I'm gonna do one more pass, then bring it in for a landing. Let's do one more. Didn't like that approach angle. It's kind of hard to see the lights, but this thing is a little bit heavier than the normal FT Aero with the lights and other electronics and other large amounts of tape on board. So it's important to note that the glide slope is not quite the same. There we go, and we just landed. The FT Aero did glide out for a little bit, but other than that, I'm really happy with how this plane flew, and I was able to maintain proper orientation once I got the hang of it. Kind of played tricks on my eyes there, but once I regained my confidence, it was a lot easier to fly this plane. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys for watching and all the support in the comment section. If you guys have any questions on how I did this, I'm going to be releasing a video soon on the whole wiring of this plane and other details if you want to add LEDs to your own plane. But that's pretty much all I have for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.